Vive le français! Bonjour chers amis, j'espère que vous allez bien. Today I want to tell you about the new construction. So in France, after the Second World War, France was really destroyed and people start to rebuild. So in the 1950s, and then there are most people who lived in the countryside. I tell you, I think there were still 40% farmers at the time. They all moved to the cities, and then you had to build some new housing for them. So one thing that was done from 1950 to 1970, and that was one of the biggest mistakes at the time of France, is France start building outside of the city some new district that they say, wow, it's new district with the high building, 30-floor building. These buildings were bad quality, they were cheap construction, and these places were not nice, ugly, and there was no shops. There was nothing. It was in the outskirts of the city, in the suburb far away, and this big project became terrible after 1970. But this is where all the migrants. In 1950, 1970, France needed workers to rebuild the country, so they asked people from all over the world, and many people from the former colony, French native speaker from Maghreb, from North Africa, from African countries. They all come to France. They came to France, and they ended up in these big ghettos, these big cities, and then this became worse and worse. Then after the 1970s, this place looked ugly. It was destroyed. You had only poor people who would live there, mainly migrants. And after you start having the violence, the drug dealers, it was worse and worse. So now people understand that's not the way to go. So now there's a new project, new ideas. The government, maybe people also want to move to the countryside. Now they're trying to develop some new ideas like ecological building. Ecological building is also not very good. This is a new fashion that started maybe 10-20 years ago. So they say, we are going to build some ecological, sustainable buildings, sustainable architecture. And in fact, as you dig up, you find out many of these projects are not so sustainable. There's the initial investment is huge. Sometimes the big construction companies, they just want to make money, so they will also use cheap material. They will use reusable materials that are poor quality. It might not be such a good idea to buy these in this ecological district. They give some label, the government will give some label to some place. They will say, you are rewarded with ecological district. They will build this. Something that happened also, there is another trend in the 1960s, 70s, they built a quartier pavillonnaire. I will show you, you have some district where it's like the US. This is another fashion that comes a little bit from the USA. If you are from the USA, you know exactly what I mean. It's like you have a district and you have all the same housing. All the housing are the same. Bam, 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 all the same housing. Okay. Not really nice. And if you buy a home over there and you want to sell it one day, it might not be easy because there is a lot of competition. All the homes are the same. So if your home is not in perfect condition, if someone else is selling, they will not buy yours. They will buy the other one. They will compare the price. They will buy the other one. Okay. So this is what I want to tell you. I talk to you. All this I will show you anyway. I talk to you soon. I talk to you next time. À bientôt les amis. Au revoir.